say your first and last name again.
Mikki Wilson.
Amazing. Mikki, in one sentence, can you share with us who you are and who you help, and start with your name?
Absolutely. My name is Mikki. I am the Dot Connector, and I love empowering transformative leaders to elevate their value, voice, and vision with a disruptive and distinct branding strategy that helps them connect the dots between reputation and revenue alignment.
Ooh, okay, well, you know I'm a sucker for alliteration because you're part of our community, and I see that all the time, but revenue and reputation builders, is that what you just said? Builders?
Yeah, the connection between, it's really that personal branding connection and how we can connect that to how we create sources of revenue.
Interesting. Can you give me an example of how you do that?
Yeah, so I built my brand before I built my business. And so by elevating my visibility through clothing and whatnot,
Which looks amazing, by the way, if you're
so
seeing this on
much.
video.
I began to attract and magnetize people to me, and through those conversations, they were able to present and connect me with opportunities that I didn't even know existed for me. So one of those opportunities is I was recently invited to be an influencer for a pretty big museum in my backyard, and going to like their press nights and just being able to do social content, but that adds depth to my business because I'm the Dot Connector and I'm up there connecting.
Yes, yes. I could not agree more, and I love that you even shared like your journey starting with building your presence in the community and your reputation and your brand before you even had something, like you said, to sell through a business.
Yeah.
I find that so inspiring because I think a lot of times people feel like they can't put themselves out there until they have a concrete offer or something, but you are so right that relationships are going to create opportunities, just like you said, that you couldn't anticipate. So I'm so glad you shared that story. I'm also wondering, as you're reflecting back on your journey in business so far, what is a moment or a decision that you would remix, meaning you would change something about it, you would maybe optimize it knowing what you know now, and what's a moment that you would repeat over and over again because it went exactly how you wanted it?
The redo really for me, when I was looking back on this, it's that I would start, I don't know if people actually think this, but I would start my business from a place of clarity versus a place of chaos. And so for me, I didn't necessarily think I was going to start a business. Kind of the turning point in my story is that I had to leave my career to become a parental caregiver. And I had been working for so long that I was like, what next? I'll just start a business. But looking back now, it took me about 3 years to really fully evolve to what I wanted that business to be, because I had no real concept of that.
Right.
For me, it's hard to go back, but if it's that hindsight 2020, it's like, you know what, let's go to the whiteboard and start dreaming and drawing out and really creating clarity around this, or even finding a clarity coach. So I felt supported in the beginning because I really had to work through some just refinding and reconnecting to my value and my voice, even though I was already highly visible. And I'll just end that by saying I showed up in my business at first as a virtual marketing assistant.
Wow, so different.
After 15 years of basically being a solo chief marketing officer for 6 and 7 figure service-based businesses.
Wow.
And so when I look back on that, I just laugh because I'm like,
You're just so downplaying your
wow,
skill.
I literally brought myself back to like my internship position, and that was me feeling that I had to prove and do all these things. So yeah, it was a really good move. If I can look back, it's that like really coming from a place of clarity, no matter what you're doing. It doesn't have to be perfect, but when you start in a place of chaos, I think that will be apparent in the business in the beginning. So you have to kind of re-pour that foundation to get a solid footing.
100%. And it's so funny that you bring that up because that is such a common theme in entrepreneurs when they step out on their own. It's like they erase all of their life skills, experiences. They're just like, oh, because I'm on my own, I have nothing. And it's like, that doesn't make any sense at all, you know? So,
It's so funny. It's like, I appreciate the story looking back now, but I'm like not wasted time, but you're just like, okay, well, fuck it, just take 3 years back and be nice.
Right. The Mikki of today is smarter, would know better.
Exactly.
What about your repeat though? something that you're like, dang, I crushed that. I would do it again exactly that way.
So I love to have these like winning proud moments where I really like invested in myself, because I think that business is evolving, so there's always something you can go back and optimize, but like any good artist, you could go back a million times
Yes.
and keep optimizing it. The thing that kept coming up for me, and maybe it's because we're super present in the moment, but I would go back, and I love Jordan, so I'm gonna actually remove Jordan from Jordan Gill. I'm gonna remove him from this, but I would go back and find a community that is reflective of me, my values, and my struggles, because I think it was when I found the Done in a Day community, for example, I saw faces that looked like mine. I heard stories that were similar to mine. I heard struggles that were just like mine, and that was the moment that I was like, I'm not alone, and this looks like a really, really cool place to hang out. I think for anybody, the underlying theme is like, find your people.
Yes.
Like find people that look like you, that are like either weird like you or awesome like you or whatever it is, because they will uplift and support you when you think you're there alone. And I'm big on knowledge sharing, and that's what I find I love most from community. I can be more creative when I'm hearing more ways people are solving problems and everything. So it kind of goes back to that coach's method of every coach needs a coach.
Yes.
And like find your people, because they will help you on the really like tough days that you're not celebrating the wins, you know?
Okay. That's such a great reminder, and no matter what season of business we're in, everything that you said is true. So Mikki, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us.
Thank you, I love you.
This is amazing. Okay, you crushed that, and you had some really good sound bites, and I hope that you pull them out and like share it on your social, because like there was some gold in there.
Absolutely. You know what, I'm laughing at you. I'm like, I wrote whole answers to this, and I was gonna do like, this was like Matrix. Like when I came into business, it was like Matrix, red pill or blue pill, and I needed a Morpheus, and I'm laughing now, and I'm like, well, that's all right. I'm gonna post that part too that I didn't use. So yes, I will definitely reshare. I will put it out there, reshare and everything.
Gotta claim your CEO status, because you know I help build CEO stories, girl.
Yes, you do. Do you have any questions?